Answer correctly. So, begin the clapping. I didn't even look at that. And welcome to the stage, your next comics. Ben Magadar.
I feel like I'm at some disadvantage tonight since I got so many stooges into the audience that there's a majority of people have heard all of the jokes that I've told before. But without the advantage of drunk people present, so that was unfortunate. Well, probably they were actually, they live in my house, that's what happens. Yeah, so I got here earlier, like when there was no one here at all, so I felt like it was going to be awkward, so it's good to see that there's some people around. But then I went to have a look around, I needed to use the toilet there. The one just downstairs, it was like it needed to sit down and stuff. But the one just downstairs didn't have any toilet paper, so I went all the way downstairs, and there's like men's, sort of men's and the disabled, and I was like, someone probably pissed on toilets in the men's, and the women's isn't really an option. Because I'm a man. And I was just like, oh yeah, I'll use the disabled toilets, like I didn't see them with a wheelchair about, like it's not like I'm taking it from them. And it's like, it's the best advice ever, because no one's going to really be standing up and using those toilets. And so there's probably not going to be piss on the seat, which is like the final roll. And I was like, no, it really is the best advice ever. Only a retard wouldn't use that advice. Only a retard wouldn't go to the disabled toilets. That's a catch-22 situation or something, except the opposite, I don't know. Anyway, apparently just standing up here isn't enough for you all, you greedy bastards. And I've got to do some comedy, I'll tell some jokes or something. And one thing that I think is a joke is you can go, or you could go at some point, to General Pants Co, the popular Australian clothing retailer, and buy a t-shirt, or I think a t-shirt for like $50 that somebody had worn before, and I don't really get it. Like they have ones there that are cheaper that nobody's worn, and it's all because of this whole vintage everything trend. Like, I mean, fair enough. I don't know how cheese and wine are made, but apparently it's cool to like you get all the flavors and they mature and shit, and like, you know, it gets better with age and that. But I don't really want flavors in my t-shirt. It costs $50. And I don't want ripped jeans. I don't like the whole vintage trend. I don't want a bicycle that doesn't go very well. I don't want a car that I need to be a mechanic to be able to use. But I got it finally. Shit, I was subtle about trying to get there as well. But anyway, hush. That wasn't a joke. You just laugh when it's important. You are all my stooges after all, or at least half of the people. But yeah, I don't get the whole vintage thing, but it does. I can at least consolidate some of my confusion, because the vintage trend, the vintage like chic thing explains some other things that are popular, and one of those is MILFs, because essentially MILFs are vintage women. And I mean, I don't know how popular they are, but they get a lot of hits on YouTube. I mean, the internet, whatever. Like, I mixed up my internet lingo there, what a noob. But and also, like, it's not even offensive to call somebody a motherfucker anymore. Like, everyone's doing it. Like, I think you're all a bunch of motherfuckers, and you're like, yeah, fuck yeah, motherfucker. That's just my language. But yeah, and you know what's really cool? Like, trends are cool, and you can achieve some level of like whatever coolness by becoming part of them. But really, it's about going against the trend, and where it's really at the moment. And there's also some popularity there is with cougars who, while going against the trend, they capitalize on it. I mean, if I was a cougar, and I'm not, by the way, I just go into the local record store, like look for some guy that's looking through some bands from the 60s and it's all in vinyl, and he's got like a Flavoursome t-shirt on and ripped jeans, and he's 20 years old but he's wearing a monocle. And it's just like, I'd be right up his alley, or vice versa. And there's like yet more confusion that I have with society, because I don't get why cougars are celebrated. Like there is the Cougar Town show on TV. Like, I've never seen it. It's got the chick from Friends on it. But yeah, like that's celebration enough. Like, and essentially being a cougar is just like having delayed onset pedophilia for women. No, you laugh, but what else is it? And it's fucking sexist. And like pedophiles have it fucking tough. Like, I mean, are there any pedophiles in the audience? No. Yeah, like they don't even own up to it. It is tough. Like the one guy. But like, if you ask 100 people any question, someone will be like, "Yeah, I don't want $1 million, whatever." But yeah, they've got it tough. Like they're demonized by the media and like by society and shit. And they yeah, like look at those big fences they've got around all the schools now, like keep the kids in. I mean, they are to keep the kids in, because if they were to keep the pedophiles out, which they say they are, why would you have a big billboard up at the front of the school that told you when the school disco was on? not to mention the swimming carnival. And to be fair, like, I don't know, how many people in here drive? Come on, touch a minute. Can people drive? Fuck yeah, come on. Yeah, so how many people slow down in the school zone? So I asked a group of pedophiles that, they would all fucking slow down. So for shame all of those people who do not slow down. But it's not good. It's just like there's all sorts of things like the trends and shit that I don't get. It doesn't make sense to me, and some of them make me angry. And one of those is the whole like geek chic kind of trend. I mean, I'm not part of it, by the way. I'm a legitimate geek and I study maths at university. Which is why I'm so happy right now. Like, it's cool to be at a pub for one thing and have a few beers, because that's rare for me. But even just to be hanging out with so many white people, like, it's a rare moment. I don't know, like, and what I'm saying is, like, these glasses aren't even a disguise, although they would be the best disguise ever. And proof of that is, like, you know who can stop bullets with their eyelids, fly around the earth, and, like, go back in time? It's Superman. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. And this is his disguise. They're that good. Like, I'm surprised people even let me into the service station. Like, I can't come in with a biker helmet on, but I'm allowed to wear these glasses. Best disguise ever. No one even has anything against it. Anyway, I think I did hear a bell a moment ago, so I'm going to run away. Thanks very much for being a kind audience. Thanks for the people who I talked into coming here tonight. I hope you all laugh and shit like that. Bye.
We were the same over there. Okay.